Hey, what's going on, y'all? Welcome back to another edition of Nani, an episode which is the anime they're currently watching. Today, we're going to talk about the latest episode of Frieren Season 2. We have one more episode left after this. I'm really surprised it's only going for 10 episodes in this season when the first season had like 28 episodes. And I'm not sure if it's going to be it's like a part to it, but I didn't see anything about, part 1, so I'm pretty sure Season 2 is just going to be 10 episodes, so I don't know. Shoot, goddamn, I'm like burping. Hold on. Yeah, sorry about that. I'm just burping like crazy today right now. I should be good now. But the first part of this episode, we see a Decken. What did I say? I say Decken. Well, he's going on an adventure right now. He was being trapped. He was being carried, but he's taking the rest of his adventure on foot. So maybe we might come across paths of him in the next episode. So I'm just curious where he's going. So remember last week episode, defeated that demon. So we're back to our usual three adventurers. Come across this one town that has been destroyed by dragons, and this town that's like it's nothing like. Remember when you see a monster attack a village? There's still a good parts of it left. Now this town, it's like they're clearly like rebuilding it from the jump, right? And they ask you, can you please beat these dragons? Now dragons are, as we say, are a lot tougher and they're smart. And she was telling them, you might as well just move. Like, you gotta move somewhere else. Like, this is our home. Which I'm a little bit surprised she said that because she was saying, like, because unless, like, a couple weeks ago, she was saying that their party is like, yo, why don't y'all leave? Because it's not safe. But it's like, this is our home. And him now said, these are their home. We gotta protect them. And so she was like, it's like complete opposite of what she did. Like, then again, maybe because the town was like destroyed and everything. Maybe that's why she said that. But I think him was still said the same thing. Even Stark and Frieren said, "That's a pretty cool thing for you to say." She's like, "Well, we have in mind in order for us, to do this mission. Can't pay you much, but we can pay you a grimoire that that uses that doesn't tongue twist your words." She's like, "Okay, hey man, as long as she's receiving magic, she does not care. She is down with it." And so they did do the mission. They did come across the dragons. I gotta say, man, Stark was putting in that work. I mean, ever since like last week episode, I'm like, dang, sorry, I see you. But this fight, he was just going in on the dragon. It was like he was continuing from last week's episode, put in that work. And so you see him just tagging all these dragons, killing them, slicing them left and right, left and right. They even like gang up on him right there. It turns out, this giant ass ball, and he still was able to break out of it. Now, there were times when I saw like the dragons eating the Stark's head, but like he was still fine. Luckily, Frieren and Fern helped him, but he was the final blow to all those dragons, and that took a lot of him right there because he was knocked the F out. Fern was like, "Yeah, I saw." It was a Frieren saying, like, "Yo, I saw the dragon eating your head." He's like, "Oh, all right." Yeah. Maybe his body is just that tough. Maybe his head has that cracked skull, and that cracked skull, but like it's very steel. I guess just say steel right there. But yeah, they help the villagers, they stop the dragons. She gets to war, and basically we go to the past. And right now, him now always has things to support anything. So he says, help people, not worried about help people, not words or gratitude. We help people, not words or gratitude. If we make, I can count something right. If we make in debt to use, that's not really help. Basically, if we let everyone be in debt to us, that's not really helping people. You know what I'm saying? So, we gotta help people any way we can. Even if by giving them a little grimoire, that's all that matters. So it's like, it's not necessarily for the money. It's for, just want to help the people. You know what I'm saying? So like I said, they can't be in debt to us because if they're in debt to us, that means, we're not really helping them. And so I do appreciate that sentiment from him now. So that was the first one. So just helping these villagers take care of the dragons. They come across what's it called, Lake Karidu, but it's winter time, it's snowing, they can't do anything. Frieren says, "You be able to travel us across our destination?" He's like, "Does it look like I can? Have you seen the weather?" Of course not. So they basically spent all winter, there, and so it was not so anymore. They can take us on our adventure. But the guy said, "Yeah, I could take you, but obviously need some money." And got no money. But he did say, "You know what? there are some Hillman murmurs have a light to receive. They are on an eye right there, so if you're able to receive it for me. I'll deliver it to your destination. It's like, okay. So they get there, and it's been deserved for a very, very long time. And they do find the Himmel's memoirs, but it's just especially somebody's everyday life. Nothing like too extreme, nothing too crazy, like everyday normal life. Like it's not necessarily like it's a little bit like a journal, but it's like everybody can look into it. So like it was very, very nice. And the guy said, you know what? And I thought I come across the elf though. So she's like, how did you know it's me? I mean, just your straight face, your demeanor. I knew it was you. And so I'm, oh, that was cute. And he said, you know what? Keep it for your memory. So you want, right? She's like, yeah, I guess so. But if it's one thing that Freeman has always taught me in each episode, especially when I see him now, it's like you just gotta cherish these moments, man. You really do. And I said this last year when I was with some friends that I've not seen in years. It was one of my best friend's brother's birthday. He just turned 30, and I saw his sister I haven't seen in years. And it was great to see them again. The whole entire family. I've been knowing them since I was elementary school, right? And so when I watched Frieren, it always makes me like glad that let me cherish it because everything's not forever. It really isn't. So every time I watch the anime, I'm like, dang, just be grateful. Just be grateful. Grateful that you're still alive. Be grateful for life. Be grateful for like everything around you right now because it can be gone just like that. And just seeing those memoirs of him now, I'm like, damn, man. Looking at the flashbacks and everything, I'm like, damn, this really hits right there. It really does. And so shout out to Frieren always when you think that way about every episode. And at the end of the episode, I think it's very funny when Stark's joking. It's like, oh yeah, let me start using some slangs from Himmel. If there's any monster, I'll take any monster on. But he says that the Kraken just appears. Freeman's like, oh look at that, Stark. The Kraken just appeared. And like the way how Freeman was like being tossed around, it's like, oh, you don't kill this guy fast, we're all gonna die. She's just saying this so calmly, and that's why I love her as a character. Because like her face, her demeanor, and everything always cracks me. Like she's in no panic, no danger. She's like Freeman's facial expressions always kill me. Like she has even the most adorable character, funniest characters I've ever seen in anime. Like her demeanor is just so chill, just like I don't really care. like the episode just ends like that. And the episode just ends with the Kraken appearing, Freeman are in danger. But it's like they're gonna be okay. But it's like the way how they end the episode, I'm just like, well, damn, bro, like this is freaking crazy. I was laughing. I was really laughing. I thought that shit was hilarious right there. But yeah, that's the episode right there. We got one episode left. We're curious to see how it ends. Just very surprised. There's only 10 episodes this season, so it is what it is right there. But so, folks, let me know what you think in the comment section below. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Be sure to follow our social media accounts in the description box below. And always remember what Jake will say, everybody. There's no such thing as life without yours. Take care, everybody. And have a good. I guess I have a good night. Have a good day.